You're now listening to the Sesame Baby Podcast, where we talk about our life and the unique moments we've survived. And now, for your hosts.
Yes, people. Welcome to the 6th episode of Sesame Baby Podcast. Ms. Banks was supposed to be doing the intro, which did not happen, so I jumped on it.
That was actually not the fact. You said that you were going to do the intro because I did the intro last time.
All right. We got an Adam Wiles, which is going to have to get rectified.
There's 3 dogs here.
Yeah, there's definitely 3 dogs in the building.
And they're wilding out.
They are wilding out. We apologize. We are definitely about 10 to 12 minutes late than normal show time, which would be 7 p.m. Technical difficulties, folks. That's what we're going with, technical difficulties. But thank you for tuning into the 6th episode.
They say technical difficulties. I just call it drinking.
Got you.
That's what I see happening.
Yeah.
Don't put that out there.
I mean,
no.
That's subjective.
Yeah, we were actually kind of waiting for you to get in and get settled. But
Yeah.
all right.
I'm not a host.
Well, we were waiting for you.
Okay.
What we
That's
were
all right.
doing was we didn't want to start the show and have like somebody come late, but they're still gonna come late anyway.
Exactly.
3 more people actually coming late.
3 more people.
Yeah.
Who are these people? I don't even know about these people.
I don't even know about these people either.
All right.
So
let's do it.
today's show is.
You want to do your intro
Online
first?
dating versus traditional
Oh wait,
dating.
yeah, we
pros and cons.
definitely have. My bad. We have Rich Story in the building, y'all. He is in the middle between us, making a lovely sandwich.
I don't know how to feel about that statement, but once again, I go by the name of Rich Story. Sandwich in between. So where we going? So easy.
So easy.
So easy.
Miss Banks.
Miss Banks.
Mm-hmm.
A nice, lovely sandwich, quite delectable.
Did you want to introduce yourself, Miss Banks? You want to say anything to the
A
people?
Oh, did I
delicacy.
even introduce myself? Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Banks. What up?
I'm your host, So Easy, tall, dark, and handsome.
And I'd like to
Debatable.
apologize on Elliot's behalf
Debatable.
for leaving us mid-show.
Oh,
to
last
take a
week,
poo.
yeah, I apologized last week. The stomach
Wow.
flu was real. No, I had stomach flu, hard body. When Janae was walking in, I was taking the shit and throwing up at the same time.
I
So.
literally heard him through the door before I even got here.
Yeah.
I laugh not because you went through it. I laugh because you got through it.
Yes.
So.
Do
You
you
gotta
even know
do
what
it.
happened? Do you know why?
A coworker
Mm.
who calls himself over it decided to come to work and they weren't, and spread it to me and somebody else at work. So we went through it. The other person projectile vomited for 2 days,
Damn.
but no bubble guts. So it's everybody
Lucky
differently.
you had to come in that
Is that your embarrassing moment? That's what you want to share with the
Nah, I
people?
shared that with them yesterday. I told
Okay.
them the truth. It is what it is.
Right.
Very real. But before we get to embarrassing moments, so you guys are tuning into our 6th episode. We will be discussing traditional dating versus online dating. And before we actually get into it, we will break down what we feel the definition should be, which is subjective.
What definition is
The
subjective?
definition of
Online dating and traditional
Okay.
dating, because for what tradition are we going with? But that's when we started
Okay.
into it.
Okay. Fair.
You know, some traditions you just hit a chick with a club and bam, you my wife. If we want to go back far enough.
Pretty
Oh,
sure that's
wow.
assault. And
That's
on this
prehistoric, though.
2018 International Women's Day, we're not going back to that tradition.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
We want to say a happy International Women's Day to all those listening.
Yeah, definite. Yeah, so Ms. Banks, your embarrassing moment. Share it with us. Let's see.
Please
Well-
embarrass yourself.
My embarrassing moment. I was probably around 6 years old.
About
For
6
those
you
of
mean last week?
No.
Okay.
I was 6 years old. I grew up in upstate New York on a farm, 165 acres, and I was in the woods all the time with my cousins. So one glorious day, I went out into the woods, and the dogs were like going crazy because they used to just come out with me. I was by myself.
How
6
many
years old.
dogs?
We had 3.
Oh, okay.
So they would be out there with me. So they came across a porcupine. And they came
They came
across
across a what?
a porcupine.
Porcupine or porcupine?
I said porcupine.
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 Or porcupine.
Porcupine. That's what I said.
Porcupine or porcupine?
Porcupine.
All right.
Wow.
I've been saying it right the whole time. Shut up.
You have been. I don't know why you let this man troll you.
You definitely trolling
person.
right now.
Anyway, he's crazy. So anyway, it had a baby with it. And
Wait, hold on.
it had a baby with it.
Okay. Porcupine had a baby.
Yeah, a porcupine baby. It had I guess, I don't know what you call porcupine babies.
I'm going to Google it. Keep going.
Okay. So I read somewhere when I was little, I used to, research animals like crazy. I read somewhere that baby porcupines cannot release their quills. So I went back to the house. I grabbed my nephew, my cousins, everybody, and brought them all to the porcupine where they were anyway. So my nephew took off his little boxers. He was 7, probably 6, 7, and gave it to me, and I used it to try to pick up the baby porcupine. Meanwhile, my dogs are getting fucked up because they are getting hit with quills. They can't shoot their quills, but they will, as soon as they make contact with you, like 50 quills will go into you and they will mess you up.
Right.
Anyway, I'm working with the baby, and I got stuck. And that was embarrassing to me because I was confident that baby porcupines could not release their quills.
And Google tells me that we call baby porcupines corpubet.
What?
Porcupets.
Porcupets. Yes.
And yes, they are born with their quills and they harden over time. They're soft, but they still are there. And you learned that the hard way.
Yes, I did. And
Yep.
it went under my fingernails.
Well, I think you deserved it. Why would you touch it?
Because I wanted to, like, I used to catch, I've had snakes, I've had turtles, I've caught, like, all the animals I could catch. I even tried to catch a baby raccoon at one point.
Yep, thank you for proving my point.
But this is what happens when you grow up, in the country, in the rural land.
I got a lot of country cousins. Ain't none of them ever been stung by a porcupine.
Okay, all right. Well, they're not country enough.
Says the upstate New York country person.
Well, that's what we call the country. The farm life. Maybe not the country life, but the farm life.
Definitely farm life.
Yes, exactly. So,
okay. What
you got for us?
So as we're sharing embarrassing stories, I will reach back for a moment since we had I don't even know if we had a nasty storm in New York yesterday, but we had a bit of a storm.
It was bad.
I don't know if the storm is bad, if we're growing more sensible, or if we're getting softer. I haven't made my determination yet as a city where we are with respect to how we respond to storms. That being said, though, it took me back because I saw somebody slip on the steps. As I was in the subway, I saw someone slip, and I yelled out, "Man down," as he tumbled.
I'd be so embarrassed.
Right, and it took me back to the last time I actually slipped and fell in public. It was like 2-3 years ago, 34th Street, coming down on the escalator. If anyone's familiar with the platform, if you're in New York City, I'm coming down along the DFM line, and there's an escalator that travels down.
I just went down that one.
It was raining that day, umbrella in the hand. I'm walking heels first. I'm kicking my heels down and going too fast down the escalator and load up, slip, drop.
Did you go all the way down, or did you just fall on that one
I fell on that one. I sat there, contemplated life for a little bit, thought about how I put myself in this situation, stood up, acknowledged the person who saw me slip, and kept going with my day.
I actually had a coworker do the same thing, but the steps on Lexington Ave. Same line. Yeah. It was bad. But,
that is bad.
It is what it is. Everybody falls.
Man down. Some of us fall harder than others.
Yeah, it's just messed up when you're, like, in the rush with everybody going home or going to work, and you fall, and everybody just steps over you. They don't care about you. They just, you're just left for dead.
Well, I don't know what So Easy's doing right now, except walking behind and in front of the camera casually, as if we don't got a show going on. But with that said, since you talk about falling, it's a good segue for us to begin to talk about when it happens with dating. Falling for a person, falling in sway with a person. Which brings us to today's topics.
Online dating versus traditional dating.
How are people falling for each other nowadays? So I guess a good place, where do you want to start at, Ms. Banks?
Well, I just want to start with the fact that 40% of Americans use online dating.
Just 40%?
40%.
I've also seen it, in
some
coincide
people
with
want
that.
a minute, so I guess based on surveys.
40% of people are engaged in online dating?
Yes. Not meaning they actually go on these dates, but they're signing up for these sites.
I've seen a similar statistic that says 50% of all new relationships / marriages come from online dating.
Okay. I wonder how true that is.
I think I saw it on an eHarmony post, though.
Yeah. Well, this is from eHarmony, too. I wonder if they're just messing up their stats. I don't know.
I would trust their stats. I mean, they're a paid service. They've been doing it for a long time. They're one of the more high-quality online dating profiles. But before we get into who's got what are we rocking with definitions?
Yeah, we can go with definitions. I mean, my definition of online dating is meeting somebody on Tinder, How About We, OkCupid, even through Facebook, Instagram, anywhere online, because you don't know each other. It's not the traditional way of meeting people. But now that I think about it, I think Instagram and Facebook could be a traditional way of meeting people. I don't know.
It is traditional now due to the age of technology.
I've never met somebody that.
Plus, people don't want reality. You're braver behind the computer screen.
True.
Hold on. Allow me to share a definition. I'm a big definition person. So here's one I just found. Online dating is defined as the practice of searching for a romantic or sexual partner on the internet, typically via a dedicated website. Mm-hmm. So under that definition,
so you have to be on a dating website.
Typically via a dating website.
It's typically
via a dating website. But it is the practice of searching online for a romantic or sexual partner. Searching on the internet.
Right.
So I guess if you're on the internet, it's online dating? Is that what we're going with?
If you're online and you link up, yes.
So, all right. I mean, if I find you on LinkedIn,
is
that online dating?
Yeah, to me it's online dating.
But
you see, it's so easy.
No, because you have to have the website that's specifically made for that. It is definitely Animal House in here, y'all. I apologize.
So you're saying it has to be on one of the more dedicated platforms, eHarmony or OkCupid?
Yes, a dedicated website specifically. But then again, maybe a social specifically. Nice try.
All right, no.
Nice, I like that.
I really heard you say specifically.
You have to, like a social media. We'll go with social media. Because Twitter is because the whole sliding the DMs thing is real. So
well, social media is online, so I would consider that online dating.
So by the expanded definition, yes, but I guess we can start with traditional platforms. First and foremost, have you ever tried it?
Yes,
I have.
I'm OG MySpace days. What's up?
MySpace.
I don't know if that's OG. If you told me Black Planet.
Oh no,
you told me Black Planet.
AIM. A1's the messenger.
AIM.
ASL.
Does that count?
ASL. Yeah. ASL. Age, sex, location check. What's up?
I know what that means. I was in the chat rooms. I understand that. For the young folks out there who might be listening.
Old school.
Wow. Okay, you took it back to the AOL chat room
That's the originator. Days. Nothing greater.
The AOL chat room days, that's the originator?
Yeah.
Okay. So that counts. Going back to the AIM days.
Right.
So how'd you actually reach out to people? What did you say?
You just type ASL.
It's the equivalent of saying what's your name, what's your sign.
Oh, age. Oh, yeah.
He also just said it.
We
just went through
the whole. He just said it. So to see you figuring it out
I was looking at her guest comment. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
But you don't blame her. She has nothing to do with your followers.
I'm just telling you why I wasn't paying attention.
She just walked into another embarrassing moment where she's trying to decode something that's already been decoded. Right. He said ASL, then proceeded to tell us what ASL meant, and she's like, "Well, what does it mean? Age for age. What's the rest? If only there was a clue."
Right. But yeah, I would say AOL is the originator because that's the first online.
So that's the only thing you said, though? What'd you say after that?
How
did you actually get somebody's attention?
Wait, let them challenge that. How so?
No, we can go with that.
All right, how would you get? I don't know, because you ask age, sex, location, they'll be like, whatever.
Right.
And then you'd be like, hey, girl, what your name is? What your number at? What the game is?
And then she would hit the X button and click off his chat window.
I don't know. That's back in the day. I really can't remember.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
What you would say, like, you just strike up a convo.
Right.
I always never knew what to say when we had AIM, but then again I was very young.
But you weren't a guy. Like, didn't the guy just holler?
Yeah.
So you just had to write
them. I just X them.
Hold on. Again, on International Women's Day, we're not gonna allow you to be so sexist so easy.
You're right.
Second time out.
My bad.
Because you insinuate in that comment that young ladies also didn't initiate conversations, and they did. Very much so.
You know what, Jeanette, have you ever initiated a conversation on online dating?
No.
Boom.
Wait, actually, not back in the day when you were doing the AIM days, but now as an older person, yes, I have.
So you're shooting your shot now?
Yes.
Okay. Lil Lika, have you ever initiated online dating conversation? Even back in the day?
No. I mean, I only started online dating when I moved here. So.
But under our definition, he's taking it back to the AOL chat days. So if you ever had an AIM screen name, have you ever initiated? I see it already.
Yep.
That's a yes. That's like under that context, actually. I was the first to shoot my shot. I could see that thought popping up. She's like, I invented the terminology. MySpace? Mm-hmm. Okay.
What was your name?
Ooh.
I was Shorty Lightskin 88.
Shorty Lightskin 88?
Yes.
Okay.
Because one guy called me Shorty Lightskin one day, and I was like,
oh my gosh. Day. Could you still smile about it today?
So you are all teeth right now. You are all teeth and hair grease at this moment.
I don't have any hair grease.
I was NYCAT alien.
NYCAT alien?
Yes.
I had a few of them.
Actually.
Yeah? I had a few. Let me see one. Rule 1525.
Rule. Okay.
For Ja Rule?
Short for Rich the Ruler.
Oh, Rich the Ruler. Okay. All right.
Why the 1525?
15 when I made it, and it was I was a fourth of a particular
group.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Deep meaning.
So have you ever actually had a successful date from online dating?
What is a successful date?
How we define it?
See, we got to break it down.
Was it a date where you felt good after you had the, the butterflies? You're like, okay, I really like this person. This
You all
person was worth meeting.
I'm going to go ahead and keep being sexist. You all talking to two dudes. I've never had butterflies for a date.
You don't get butterflies?
No.
You're a liar. You don't.
Hold up, what?
I don't get butterflies for a date. God, I don't think God. I
Everybody
don't ever heard a
always
guy.
asks
So Rich
wait.
story.
Oh,
You're telling me you get butterflies
I'm
for a
gonna speak
date.
for myself in a moment. We're gonna talk about you for a second, brother.
Who gets excited
Hold on, so
for a
easy.
date?
Hold on, so
Who gets
easy.
excited for a date?
I've seen you bring capes and luggage on first date. So you
Okay.
finna sit here and tell me
That's not butterflies.
capes and luggage.
That's not butterflies.
You came in prepared to save and move people.
But it's not butterflies.
It's just
To do
about
that without
getting
butterflies is
excited.
worse.
It's real.
So you never. So all right.
So you've
metaphor
never been
aside.
excited about a date?
Okay,
Right,
there you go.
metaphor
Yeah,
aside.
but I didn't have butterflies and none of that nonsense.
So wait.
Oh, Jennifer's real. She's a real listener. She cuts to the grease straight up. Jennifer wants to know, Ms. Banks,
Me?
did you smash after the date?
I did not smash after my date. The first time I started online dating, I didn't even go out on a date with him because we connected. We were talking. We were planning to meet up, but then he found out where I worked. So every conversation, he worked for an advertising firm. So every conversation after he found out where I worked was, did you talk to your boss yet? Did you talk to your boss yet? So he was pretty much trying to use me. But the second time I did online dating, which was through Match.com, the guy was really nice, through chat. He was cool, when we went on our date, but when he tried to kiss me, it just I don't know, his lips were too tight. It was just weird. So we didn't continue on.
That sounds dramatically unfortunate.
Yeah. It's like I liked him, but then that first kiss, it just ruined everything.
Maybe you never kissed before.
He never kissed?
Maybe he had butterflies because it's so romantic.
Maybe, but I didn't feel the sparks flying, so.
You didn't spill farts, no butterflies,
all right.
No
nothing
sparks.
happening. But you did have a Match.com profile. What was the experience like filling out a Match.com profile? And have you had any other online apps?
Was Match serious?
Because Match, from what I understand, Match
supposed
is
to
kind
be
of
more serious.
Match I went on because I had been on Tinder and I was just, swiping. It's always just
That's
like
what I was looking for.
It's just for it's kind of a
Let me explain
confidence
why.
boost when you get that match. But then after the fact, it's like nothing really continues unless you really go hard on continuing it.
On Tinder or Match.com?
On Tinder.
Well, all right, speak to me because for those who haven't done it, speaks to the experience of going on a more serious paid site, which I believe Match is, and the experience of going on Tinder, which has a reputation as more of a fling situation.
Yeah.
So
Was there a difference for you?
For Tinder, they write on their profiles that they're in there for a serious relationship, but once you start messaging with them, they start talking about sex almost instantly.
So that's not a good thing, is what you're saying?
It just shows their intentions. They're intending on that's what they, want to do off the bat, I feel like, instead of actually getting to know me. Why y'all looking at me like that?
I just feel. Wait,
You
somebody.
just
in
feel
the
that
audience-
everybody wants to have sex?
She's what?
She's right.
What is she right about?
Lil Lika says she's right in the audience.
Thank you.
What are you? So you're saying because a guy talks about sex, that's all he wants?
That's the first thing you talk about?
Or they ask for pictures or
Yeah. Can I get some news?
Yeah.
Or they just send you a
Touching the
random
soft
dick
spot
pic.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps that's
I
the best
hate
quality.
dick pics, by the way.
I mean, maybe you receive poor quality dick pics. I don't know.
All right.
I have a friend. He has a formula for it. It's a whole situation.
Yeah.
He has a formula. Comes with a lighting team and a whole setup.
Yeah.
He puts epic backgrounds in the background, landscapes and whatnot.
So you'd rather the gentleman or the female, because we're whoever they are, not mention sex at all?
No, it's not that they don't mention sex at all. That shouldn't be the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
What should be?
Yeah,
Ask a question about me. Ask me about myself. Ask me what I like. Ask me if I want to go out on a date first.
Isn't all that on your bio?
Not
well,
really.
Tinder doesn't
profile?
really do bios.
No,
do
you
they?
just kinda say
Yeah,
message
it does,
me.
I think.
It's like you kind of put message me for more information or, let's
Okay.
talk and get to know each other versus a whole long bio about yourself.
But in a guy's defense, their whole base is off of physical attraction, hence the whole ideology of Tinder looking at a picture.
No,
if you
but just
find her
because I'm
attractive, you
physically
swipe.
attracted to you doesn't mean I'm gonna start talking about sex as soon
No,
as I meet
they
you.
shouldn't expect you to talk about sex. But I'm saying the guys, that's their whole motivation when they swipe.
Okay.
That she's attractive. I find her sexually attractive, physically attractive. I find her attractive.
I don't know if that's the whole motivation, but I think for most
Majority.
people, I don't-
That's what it is. It's not but a picture.
Well, hold on. See, the thing is, I don't want to make it exclusive to one particular gender or one
Okay.
particular sex when it comes to saying who finds who attractive and moves off that.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're in that online situation, we're both looking at pics.
True. It's
And
two-way
if it's a
street.
match, we both saw something and we found it appealing.
very true,
I
very
think
true.
so. Your motivation, your initial response is yes to the picture, but I would think there's a hope behind that picture.
Like,
that
who's
there's
the
something,
person?
There's some substance behind it. I would think. But I wanted to
You
ask.
would think.
I would think. Between your two experiences, not to make it all about you, did you date on both Match and Tinder?
I did not date on Tinder.
Okay, but you.
I was on there. I swipe, I match, and that's it. Or I have little conversations that don't really lead anywhere.
What do you think could have made a difference in those conversations that didn't go anywhere?
Just the seriousness of actually wanting to date versus wanting to hook up.
Well, were you on the right site for that?
Tinder, no, I wasn't. But then again, you have people that, they say they're on Tinder to find love.
Yeah.
And then they kind of trick you with whatever they say in the messaging. But Match.com, I feel like you're paying for it,
Right.
More
so you're going to
serious.
be serious about it. And it's kind of expensive. So, I canceled that.
I think like the closest to serious that's free would be like OkCupid. No? Bad experiences?
I don't know. I've had
I had
friends that have
OkCupid,
met
yeah.
people from OkCupid and they actually, had long-lasting relationships. So, but lots of people do say that OkCupid is, about hooking up.
Yeah, but compared to all the free sites, I think OkCupid has a reputation of being above the rest. Meaning like above POF, Plenty of Fish, Tinder. And somebody in the chat actually mentioned Bumble, which is a
Which I want to get to, yeah.
okay, pretty much the guy swipes through pictures. If the female or the person, your partner that you find attractive, likes you back, it's up to them to contact you. Like, they don't leave it up to the gentleman to pursue.
I joined that, but then everybody started texting me, say, Janae, I see you on Bumble. I'm like, what?
So that made you get off?
No, it's like, why can't everybody, how does everybody know, right away that I'm on there?
I guess they on there too.
I don't want my coworkers, seeing me on there.
But I do appreciate the stance of a site like Bumble, which puts initiation. It kind of reverses the dynamic.
Yeah.
Because traditionally we think of men initiating the first step, but Bumble flips that dynamic and requires women to make the initial approach.
So can I ask you guys, what would be a good approach for you if a woman was reaching out to you? What would pique your interest?
She should take me out to eat.
That would pique my
I'm just
interest.
flipping the tables. I'm flipping tables.
So she took you out to eat.
I mean, because women are big on food. Online dating wise, we're speaking in generalizations though. I see the gears working over here in the middle. Generalizations.
It's fair. I'm just saying.
But
International Women's Day. I was gonna say that.
to come from left field, apparently the dick pic statement was a big
Wow.
hit in the chat.
We did get a lot of responses. to that.
Yeah, some listeners said that dick pics are the worst.
Yep.
I hate dick pics.
Especially if they're not asked for.
I don't like dick pics either. I got lucky and got 0 dick pics. I don't know if that's how I wanted or didn't want it. Yeah. And Raymond Valentin says, love hit me hard. It was like lightning. I know the story, so easy Elias. Well, call in and please share that lightning
real
love story.
sentimental.
Sounds like there were some butterflies in your stomach. You need to let them out.
But the
Talk to
butterflies
us.
live.
So the first thing, to go back to Ms. Banks' original point,
Yes.
last question, if they hit you up, say, I want to take you out to eat, they in there? Off top?
I mean, yeah, like, not off top, but you got to chat a little bit.
So what's the chat game like?
Yeah, what's the first line? That's always the line that makes me so nervous. What is how do you intro yourself when you're reaching out to somebody?
If I was online dating, I'm going to read their profile,
Right.
see something that we have in common, try to make a joke about it, and just mention it and see if they respond back, which is not talking about sex. So it's different.
That's good.
Maybe, unless everybody takes that approach, then it's not so different. But it's better than dick pic, I suppose.
So Lauren in the chat says, be yourself, but what does that mean? How do you start being yourself?
Yes.
In the mix of typing to a person who you haven't met yet.
Boom.
I'm not going to do anything, so...
Yeah, Jennifer Smith says, your hello determines my goodbye.
See,
damn,
so it has to be
bars.
important. So Jennifer M. Smith, what would you say? What's your intro line?
I will say this. I'm
Why
sorry.
does there need to be an intro
to cut
line?
off.
I'm a little lost.
I'ma keep it
Because
real.
that first sentence is like what makes or break the person responding to you. Like that's what, like if you say something stupid the first time you reach out to somebody, you may not get a response. So you have to think hard about what you're gonna say.
Right. Now, back in online dating, when I think about it,
Right.
the guy put so much effort into writing these messages. Some of them don't care. They just do one-liners. But the women, I'm just generalizing. I know there's other attractions out there. But the women want you to go so hard with these messages and make them so unique. But in my experience, when I ever received the first message from a female, it was a, hi, hey, what are you doing today? Type like short, brash, like one-liners. It wasn't all intricate, which others seem to expect.
And you responded to those.
Yeah.
All right.
But why do we gotta fucking build the pilots when you over here just having a milk
Okay.
crate?
Interesting
Yeah,
analogy.
like you want to intricate. Your hello determines my goodbye, so it has to be intricate. Why?
Exactly. I know, but
Why can't it just be a hi? Why is a hi ignored?
because Tinder gives you directions and says a hi is getting ignored. Like they give you little facts and stuff on the Tinder app. Yeah.
I had no idea.
They're
Me
like
neither.
don't just say hi. Say something interesting about yourself. Use
That is
memes.
exactly what was done. Copy and paste.
You copy and
I'm
paste every
snitching.
response.
Oh yeah. Who has the time to write? Like you're not special.
Wow.
You're not.
This took a turn.
That's a reality. That is a reality. I'm so no, but let's be
This took a
honest.
turn quickly.
It will be a copy and paste.
In our chat, Case Munch says, send a meme.
Send a meme.
They have those meme capabilities now on Tinder, but you know, like what happens? I don't know.
Granted, I'm speaking in generalization. People don't take it personal. Just talking,
So what about you?
right?
I haven't been in this situation before.
Yeah.
Nah.
You never online dated?
So in the context of what we're speaking now, I've never done any dating sites. And in the when we expanded the context, when you just talk about social media platforms, I've never shot my shot.
But if someone were reaching out to you, what would pique your interest?
Should I go into my DMs and share?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's read one from today. Let's see what's happening on Instagram today.
Well, you gotta understand, my online dating game is real since MySpace days. I'm telling you, like MySpace, it was like a peacock game for me.
No,
You gotta like have the best looking feathers and shit.
And the background? My background was so
yeah,
good.
so it was all about the customization with your background, your contact bar, and I knew how to manipulate Photoshop. So I was popping with my and I was able to make custom gifts. Back then, gifts were like hard to do. Like now, it's like nothing. But back then, to make a gift, you was like that dude.
Oh, you were making gifts back in the MySpace days? You were
Yes.
cool.
Whatever.
You had a lot of time on your hands.
Okay.
Either or. Either or.
I'm sorry. Whatever.
Who's lying?
No, I respect you.
Hold on. Who's
Wait,
lying?
who is lying? Wait,
Let's be clear about that right now. Who's lying, B?
Okay, so
I'm being
basically, so someone in the chat said he's lying. So
Well,
I just want to,
Well, are they
Who
addressing
put that out there?
Who is the he? It's two he's present. I need you to determine and establish which he you're referring to when you say there's lies afoot.
And this is National Women's Appreciation Day, so I don't you know.
International Women's Day.
International Women's
I mean, it's still appreciation.
What was that last message?
You're not appreciating me right now.
We do appreciate your honesty and sharing. We're
Definitely
learning
do.
and growing
Definitely
from
do.
it.
Thank you. Wow.
So I won't read this whole message, but
All right.
who is the you? Again, the you, sir. You got to be more specific,
Jennifer
Jennifer.
Smith, she's a firecracker. Lil Lika, Jennifer Smith, you already know.
All right.
All right.
I want to hear what's up in the DMs.
I'm trying to find a message I can read in full without disclosing any information about this person. But I'll say typically when the shots get shot, in my experience, it's an observation off a pic. Typically.
Okay.
If
And are
someone
these
would
people you
screenshot-
know?
No.
Okay.
Someone will screenshot a photo that's been posted and comments on the photo.
I got one person in my DM before.
Okay, was it a great person?
He just said, he was like, you bad.
Okay.
That's it.
I know. That's you
And
roll
like,
back. I know.
No, I just said thank you. And that's it. But he said something else and then I just didn't respond.
Online dating was good.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's got me through a decade.
A
Well,
decade.
good.
Wow.
I've been online dating for a while.
You've been at it for a while, son. You got a couple grades in your
My
beard.
MySpace, yeah, exactly. Like since MySpace, yo. Earlier, AIM.
So have you seen evolution of online dating? Not just with the apps, but the social media platforms. Is the way that people were shooting their shots on MySpace different from the way you experience it with Instagram or with Twitter, for instance?
I feel it's more of the norm. Like it's gonna be there will be no more traditional dating. I feel.
I disagree
As the
firmly.
years go.
I disagree strongly.
Everybody's online with it.
I disagree.
They
I feel
are.
like a lot of people are online because
Nope.
people are mostly in their phones when they're walking out in the
There
street
you
when
go.
they're doing
Everybody's
things
so connected
versus
to them.
in the past, like people were looking around and they were, you know, talking to people versus being in your phone on the subway, whole way home, headphones in, not paying attention to anybody.
Nope. I disagree firmly. And this may go to, might be a Jennifer's point. If I'm the sir, she's accusing of never shooting a shot in this one or lying
Okay.
about it. But I haven't because I haven't online dated in that capacity.
Okay.
I still meet people in the real world.
Oh.
We gonna have somebody call in?
Yeah, we go.
So I'll chat till they run through. Yeah, but I still meet people in the real world, so I don't think traditional dating is dead at all. And there's a lot of different contexts in which traditional dating still appears.
Right.
You have people who bump into each other. You still have the bar scene that happens.
Friend
you still
of a
have
friend, yes.
the friend of a friend. You have arranged situations.
Yeah.
Blind dates still happen. I mean, there's a lot of traditional dating still happening.
Right. I guess it's just very, 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 very common now. Like, people, I've seen dudes. Can you pick up and push an iron ride if you're real? That's why the phone next to you is really next to you. There you go. Like, I feel that I've seen dudes, that's what I'm saying, like see a chick in the street, wait, and hit her up on Facebook. Exactly.
That's suspect.
But I think it has a lot to
I
do
don't
with
know, maybe not.
self-confidence.
I saw
Maybe
you
not,
walking
maybe not.
down the street. Like, how did you even find her?
But isn't that the premise of one of these apps? Like Happen?
Happen is another
Isn't that-
one, yep, where you cross paths, yeah.
Like you literally have to be within proximity, cross paths, and that's how you connect with a person.
That's kind of scary.
I would think so.
But it's kind of equates to the whole what's it like a Craigslist some type of like Miss Rendezvous post or whatever. Where dudes randomly post like to the girl wearing like a floral yellow dress on the A train at about 8:00 a.m. who was looking at me. My name's so and so, and I saw you. They just hope.
Oh, that's romantic actually, but
That's not crazy, but it happens crazy.
Well, I mean, what's the chance of her going on Craigslist and actually seeing that ad?
So it's romantic because it has less
It's
of a
just
chance
romantic.
of success.
See?
Yes.
That's what makes it romantic.
No way, like really?
Yes.
I think it happens great because sometimes you do walk past that person
It is creepy, Jennifer.
and
It is creepy.
it happens.
It is. So, have you gone on any traditional dates lately? Have you met anybody traditionally?
I am definitely actively dating somebody. Does it count if you're actively dating somebody? Like
Yeah.
one
Well,
person?
did you meet her?
All right, hold on.
Got a phone call coming through.
You got this?
Good.
Okay.
Hi, caller. Thank you for calling in.
This is not customer service.
Sorry.
Hey, caller, we got you on the air. The Sesame Baby Podcast. Who are we
What up?
speaking with?
Hey, this is Cake Munch, guys. What's up?
Cake Munch.
Hello, Cake
What's
Munch.
going on? All right. So I just wanted to put a parentheses here, since we went into the topic of talking about, offline dating, just traditional dating.
Right.
So my situation is similar to Rich Stories. I've never used dating apps.
Good for you.
Just because I feel like being a millennial, I'm in the cusp of using technology, of getting used to technology.
So you're saying you
So,
haven't
yeah.
done it because you haven't felt technologically comfortable enough to do it?
No, I just basically I just feel like and this is my personal opinion, I do understand that dating apps have facilitated meeting people when you miss when you don't have time to maybe go out and meet people, or you don't get to go out much and you're always working. I know people that have successfully met people and have successful relationships out of people that they've met online. However, I just feel like there's a certain kind of magic that you lose from, just dating, like meeting someone online. I just feel like there's this not comfort, but like it's too comfortable to meet someone online, just because I don't know.
They could be anybody pretty much
Yeah.
because it's behind the screen.
They say 53% of people are lying on their profile.
I watch who is they?
Oh, eHarmony.
That's a great question.
eHarmony says that 53% of people lie on their online dating profile.
But isn't that
And
contradictory
they're lying
to what
about their
Cake Munch is saying?
age, their height, their jobs, and their salaries.
Isn't that like kind of
Yeah.
contradictory to what you're saying, Cake
Yeah,
Munch?
there's
Doesn't that take away from the comfort?
definitely that.
All right.
Well, with the traditional date, well, it's comfort because you can just lie about whatever. You just,
You could be whoever.
Yeah, you can be whoever. It's more comfortable than actually meeting somebody and them seeing you face to face.
Yeah, it's kind of like what So Easy said about just like when you're behind a screen, you're a lot braver.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's something, magical and beautiful about meeting someone in person and showing your actual self to that person. And also, I don't know, like it makes up for a better story too. Like you met, I don't know. I don't want to diminish people who have met people online.
Yeah,
because that's
stating
not what
your
I'm trying to do here. But I just feel like it's, I don't know. There's I feel like there's a much special connection when you meet someone in person, and you can, I don't know. There's there's something beautiful about the not expecting what you're, that this is the person that you're going to date. Because when you're online and you have a profile, you're expecting. Okay. You're expecting that date. You're expecting that match. You're
and the
expecting
disappointment happens when you don't actually meet somebody there versus meeting them on the streets and then a surprise comes.
Well, hold on. To that point, just to offer a counter to play devil's advocate for a moment, is there not an equal, if not more potent level of magic when you meet someone after meeting them online in person and they are who they say they were?
Word.
Or it's better than what you expected? Like you read the profile, you chatted online, then you meet them and it is what it's supposed to be, or better than that? Is the same level of magic not present?
I think it's dope either way. But I do want to say there are people who have many a jerk experiences that have dated traditionally. I think we're trying to give online dating a bad stigma because it's majority hasn't been well.
I don't think either form of dating
there
has
you
a
go.
monopoly
That's
on
all I
bad
want to say.
experiences.
They're both equal.
Yeah.
They're both equal.
Because you can meet somebody and have those stars and then all of a sudden they turn out to be like an asshole or they beat you or they're crazy, but they could have been the nicest person in the world and you felt that, intense connection with them at first, so but it can always change.
Yeah.
To answer Rich Story's question, I agree. Through conversation with people I know, when they do meet somebody off online, then they meet them in person, and they are that person, or even better, there is a sense of more happiness with the situation because they're just that more shocked or enthused about it. It's unexpected. Yes, there you go. It's unexpected. You expect somebody to be lying when it's on a computer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an adventurous person, so I definitely prefer to meet people in person and connect with them in person and get that first impression from being with them face to face. So yeah, but I mean, love could be anywhere. You can find love anywhere, and even in a dating app, you could find unexpected love. So it is equal for both, like So Easy says, but yeah.
All right, we appreciate your call. We have another caller coming in. We're going to switch over to them.
Thank you, Cake Munch. Appreciate
Thank you, Cake Munch.
Caller, you are on the air. Sesame Baby Podcast. Who are we speaking with?
You are speaking with Natalie.
What up, shouty doo wop the wop bamboo?
I got a story to tell.
Hey, wait, is it a story I'm gonna have to react on, or is it decent?
It's a one. It's a actually success story of online dating.
Oh, okay.
Please share.
Ow.
Oh, the audience is mad quiet. They don't get none of this goodness.
Okay. Okay, what we got, Natalie?
It's a good love story.
Nat, what we got? What's the story?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. All right. So basically, I was dating my relationship of 4 years right now. I met him off of Tinder. Happy as can be with a baby. I've dated traditionally.
You had a Tinder baby.
A tender baby. A tender, beautiful baby.
I have a Tinder baby.
Oh.
Who's 2 years old. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was dating somebody that I met traditionally for 3 years. And one of my best friends was like, girl, go on Tinder. You're going to have a whole bunch of fun of just swiping. First day on Tinder, I'm swiping. Saw someone cute. So I said, okay, I'm going to swipe the direction that he might like me back.
Okay.
Started conversation. No dick pics. Nothing talking about sex.
That's good.
It's
and
kind of sad we have to highlight that.
Do you remember what his, were you the aggressor, I guess we would call it? Or were you the first person to contact?
The initiator.
Were you the initiator or was he the initiator
Aggressor has the wrong
afterwards?
connotation.
Actually, I believe I was the initiator. I believe I was the initiator. And I think because I think on Tinder it normally says if he swiped for you too.
Yes, it'll both match up. Yep.
Yeah,
something like that. So I saw that he did, and I think I just wrote hey or something like that, and then the conversation was very casual.
You wrote hey big head? Is that you?
Yeah,
talk
about my big old head. It was a casual conversation, and then I would say after about a week of every day kind of like hitting up each other, I felt comfortable enough to give him my number. Gave him my actual number, and then it was just that real kind of like, text message stage.
Not even the Google number.
We had to FaceTime each other to make sure I wasn't getting catfished, to make sure he wasn't getting catfished. That's a real thing, too, out there.
Very real.
And then, but what made me even pursue it even more, because with online date, you can find a creep traditionally. Like, I don't talk to guys on the street. You can find a creep traditionally or online dating. But the fact that he didn't mention sex once, and just wanted to basically just get to know me as a person, it went into something beautiful. So I'm all for it. I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't know how much is like a Match.com. I don't know how much you would pay. I mean, I would actually
like $40, $50.
If I was gonna do online dating, I would probably pay for it too again, rather than a free, because I know you'll finally find more pervs.
It's more
on the
saturated.
Free app. And then you'll get the serious people on the paid apps, but there's going to be pervs wherever you go, on the street, on the bar, your coworkers, on Tinder, on whatever, OkCupid, whichever. There's going to be pervs wherever, and there's going to be good guys wherever too.
Yeah.
And Tinder was your first and only online dating experience, Natalie?
I did. Tinder was I did POF too. I did POF. POF was perv city. I had to get off of that. But to be honest with you, every time I broke up with a guy, I had a little of a dating app moment. Because to be honest, I work with all women. I work at a bridal salon. So, and at that time I was kind of dying out of just going out to the club. The whole scene was kind of like, I really wasn't a big bar person. And like I said, I don't talk to guys on the street if they approach me. I'm not big off of that.
That's just a rule of thumb. You will not give them the time of day.
I just don't do that.
Okay.
So online dating for me, especially when I broke up with somebody, was a moment of just getting that little bit of attention that I was lacking, that kind of like confidence boost that I wanted from a guy. And then it will die, and then I'll get over it, and then I'll meet somebody else, and I'll delete all my apps, and then I break up, and I'll reinstall them right back on my damn phone.
And it still has the same pictures of you used to have, everything.
Say it again?
It still has the same pictures you used to have. I did that with OkCupid like 10 years after I first did the profile, and all my old pictures were there, everything, like from back in the day. It's crazy. My old description.
Right. Restart it right back up.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, and I was like I said, I was one of the lucky ones. I was able to find love that is still growing, still flourishing.
Amen. But, good for y'all.
Congratulations.
It must be growing and flourishing. Let him put a baby in you. That's a very positive sign. And I thank you for clarifying your story, because at first I'm like, did she break up with the dude she was dating for 3 years before she got with the boy? No,
we lived together and everything. Like it's all good.
Congratulations. Good job.
See?
Amen.
Good job, Natalie.
Thank you for sharing.
He deleted his Tinder app before I did. I was like, okay, you like me.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, definitely.
And all right, good
All
job.
right, well, thank you so much for
happiness to you. I'll raise my glass, and here's the hope, and you never have to reactivate any of your accounts.
Word.
Yes.
Yeah, amen to that. Baby Jesus, please don't let that happen.
Amen.
Thank you for calling, Natalie. You have a good night.
Well, we have a couple of Instagram.
You got DMs off this?
Yeah, so we have not DMs, no. We have a couple of listeners that commented on our Instagram.
Okay.
So PM Est said, traditional dating, I feel like you really get to feel the person out,
right,
and get the vibe for what they are. I mean, some people can really bullshit you, and you wouldn't be able to tell, but I think it's more effective than online dating. And then Life as Lauren said, there is no more meeting organically, meeting at the grocery store or getting coffee. I mean, it can happen, but it's rare. So online dating is the new how you meet. As for me, I use online to meet, then weed out the potentials with traditional dating. If they don't transfer to traditional after meeting, then yeah, it's a no-go. Plus other factors, of course, but there's a lot that goes into dating, period.
Interesting. I mean, for me, I think it raises a larger point, especially with Lauren's last comment there. I think it's less about the platform and more about the comfort of the person being approached.
True.
Because what I hear is that, as Natalie said in her last comment, is that she wouldn't even give a person the time of day in person. She just wouldn't.
Word.
So there's a bit more openness to online than it is in person, and I think that can change the dynamic. It would seem like.
Right.
Well, I think it also has to do. Well, I don't know. I feel like somebody coming up to me, they have to have kind eyes. They can't be. It really depends on what they look like. Unfortunately, when they're coming up to me trying to talk to me.
Kind eyes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I look at. A guy's eyes. You don't look at a woman's eyes? No? See? She does. She does.
You look at women's eyes?
Men's eyes.
Oh, okay.
I look at women's eyes too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hear you.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's a kind person, pretty much.
When they're genuine.
Yeah.
Eye contact is very, very important.
You can tell genuineness off of eye contact.
Yes.
Genuineness.
Yeah, I can. Based on how they're looking at you. Yeah, I really can. I'm a good judge of character. What?
Okay.
Is that genuine? Not a word, huh?
No, it is.
No, it is.
No.
Genuine is
is absolutely a word.
Yeah.
Very much a real word.
It is a word, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
But I don't know if you can detect genuineness from eye contact.
Well, because when you make eye contact with someone, you can sense if you have a connection, if you're getting a good vibe.
Yeah. I mean, some people you can tell that are evil
right,
by
like,
looking at them.
Right. You'll
Yeah.
meet and you're like, ooh, I don't know. I gotta have to feel you out.
Yeah, like he's definitely killed
So
someone
we're just going to
before.
ignore this whole judge a book by its cover type of analogy, huh?
Well, it's
What?
a feeling.
I'm not even. I mean, it's not really the. Well, I guess I am judging a book by its cover, but if I don't like the way you look when you first talk to me, if you say something that appeals to me after the fact, after I just kind of ignored you, and you say something else that kind of catches me, and I'm like, oh wait, he might be kind of cool.
So he'd be like, excuse me, miss, you look good. You keep walking. He'd be like, hey, yo, bitch, that ass fat. You'd be like, oh, wow, thank you for noticing. It works
And
like that.
again, on International Women's Day.
I actually hate that. A guy actually said he was trying to talk to me, and I ignored him in Harlem, and then I just kind of walked past. And he was like, that's why you got a flat ass then. and it hurt my soul. I'm like, but you were just trying to talk to me.
Word. Exactly. Dudes be better.
They get hurt.
We're going off topic, but dudes
Very
do
much
get
so.
better.
This
Dudes
is a
do-
horrible tangent we're launching into.
I apologize for that.
Anyway,
tangent.
we're at an hour now, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, almost. Started a little bit late.
Moving and
Did we come
grooving.
to any type of conclusions, though? Or is it's up in the air, individual basis type thing when it comes to traditional versus online dating and experiences, I guess? Because some people don't online date, which we've witnessed or
Not at
experienced.
all.
I feel like if I would love to meet somebody traditionally, but I will not discount online dating. And that's it.
Hey, keep options open.
And I would say I've only met people traditionally.
Now, would you say that's due to the lifestyle you live? Because some people don't do shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, you are very active. You do a lot.
You do a lot.
Some people don't. All they do is go home and just play Xbox. You're not gonna meet nobody that way.
Yeah, like
You
you
someone
work
Xbox
all the
Live,
time
can't
like
you?
me.
You
definitely
definitely can though. Yes, it's very
Let's
rare,
not
but
discount
you
the
can.
Xbox Live community out there. I'm sure there's an Xbox. If you have an Xbox love, before we wrap up, feel free to chime in and share what's on your heart.
Fair
What's
enough.
happening. Maybe
Xbox
could be at a Tinder baby, could be an Xbox baby out there.
True. Ted the baby.
But to your
Xbox
point,
baby. Yeah. I feel like you put yourself in situations where you're around more individuals, so that works to traditional dating. Whereas if you're, introvert would be the word, or you don't really deal.
I mean,
with,
you could be introverted
Yeah.
and still be
out there?
active.
All right.
But to your point, yes, you do want to. If you're gonna be a person who prides himself on traditional dating, you kind of have to be out and about.
There you go.
to
It's not gonna
experience
come.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is hard to do from the comfort of your home.
Also, confidence
Exactly.
has a lot to do with it.
I
I know
agree.
that some fine ass brothers have tried to talk to me, but I get so nervous, and then I'm just like, okay,
So
here
your
we go.
confidence.
Yeah, I mean, well, anybody's confidence, kind of. Like, if you feel like, oh my God, I look fat today, I want to run, or I don't have any makeup on, and you start feeling all like crazy, like, okay, I don't want to talk to him.
See, when you initially
Well, maybe it's
said
just
that-
me. I don't know.
No, but I think you raised an interesting point. I know we're gonna wrap soon, but when you first said it, I thought the confidence of the person doing
Yes,
the initiating,
I
not
agree.
the confidence of how pretty
No, the
you feel that
confidence
day.
of the person that is actually, being talked to. Because sometimes you may not feel as good. May not feel that you look good. And when somebody comes to talk to you, you may get nervous. You may get crazy or shaky like me.
Is that a universal, ladies? I mean, we have some more folks in the audience here. They're nodding at us. I'm getting some tacit. Nope. I got two
Okay.
nods
Two
and a no.
nods, two yes and
Two
a no.
nods and a shake.
Okay. What about you, Ryan Legler?
And nothing. All right. Okay. 2 nods and a shake and a blink. All right. But that's a hard thing to judge. If you are the person and you are confident that you see someone you want to approach and want to know more about, and that person's having an unpretty day.
And I'm like, damn, I just ate some garlic.
Oh.
Or like, I don't know.
That's a hard thing to judge from the outside.
Yeah.
I don't think I can look at a person's eyes and see if she's having a pretty or unpretty day.
Yeah, you just shoot your shot in the moment, right?
Because honestly, if I'm hollering, obviously I thought that this person was attractive in that moment. So clearly,
I just feel like I'm not gonna speak
but let me
as
ask
much
you,
as I would
Rich
normally
Story,
speak.
being I got you under the microscope.
Yeah, man.
Is your hollering a direct, hey, I want to get to know you, or is it are you more the evasive, suave, let's see what we have in common, get to know me through my conversation, and you'll be like me as well type of person?
Conversation is everything, kid.
Amen.
Conversation is king.
Okay.
As context is king. So you can meet a person and there's an overall attraction based on physicality or
Yes,
first.
always.
That's not to be shallow. That is to say that is what entreats.
Mm-hmm.
But what keeps is conversation.
What keeps is a
Right.
conversation.
Physicality entreats, but what keeps is conversation.
I like that.
Nice.
See, I get educated listeners. I'm just saying, physicality keeps what would entreat. You feel me? Whatever he just said, y'all need to write that down. Take a picture.
And I like your version better, man.
Treats, but
Physicality entreats,
Wait.
but
Wait, say
conversation
one
keeps.
more time for the listeners. Listen up. Call you. Go get your kids. Bring them close to the mic so they can get some of this knowledge as well. One more time.
Physicality entreats, but conversation keeps.
There you go.
love it.
I like that. And with that wonderful gem, we're going to end the show, y'all. Thank you for listening to Sesame Baby Podcast. So easy. Miss Banks, Rich Story. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Sesame Baby Podcast, the website, SesameBabyPodcast.com. The video will be up tomorrow on YouTube, Sesame Baby Podcast. Y'all have a great night.
Peace.
You're not gonna let us say bye?
You've been listening to the Sesame Baby Podcast. For more info, check out SesameBabyPodcast.com. Sesame Baby Podcast returns same time next week. Brought to you by Janelle Productions, Loud, Living Out Your Dreams clothing line, and Malcolm Alexander Art.